Hi, it's Dr. Pan, and I'd like to share just a few thoughts in regards to omega-3s. Omega-3s have gained a lot of popularity lately because they're very beneficial in reducing inflammation in the body. While there's many aspects of omega-3s that we can talk about, we want to basically keep this very simple and talk about a concept called therapeutic dosing. There's many people who've tried omega-3s, really haven't seen much value, and so have discontinued omega-3s. And for many of them, it's because they were never educated on how to therapeutically dose omega-3s in their specific needs and circumstances. So what we want to do is understand that omega-3s have the capacity to reduce inflammation, to stabilize blood sugar, to lubricate joints, to decrease pain, and the list goes on and on. So the benefits are enormous and immense. But in order to attain those benefits, we need to know how to therapeutically dose. So I'm going to make the assumption that someone's using a 500 milligram dose of omega-3s. Now, recognizing that omega-3s come in all shapes and sizes, and in fact the components that make up the omega-3 can vary from source to source. But we're going to keep this pretty simple. We're just going to say that we have a 500 milligram capsule or soft gel that represents an omega-3 dose. And what I'm going to do is encourage people to, on a piece of paper, write week, and then parallel to that, just maybe 3 inches to the right, write dosage / per day. So what we're going to do is talk about each week what the dosage per day would be, and we're going to use a 5-week scenario. So imagine that we have 5 weeks that we're therapeutically dosing with omega-3s, and our first week we would use 1,000 milligrams per day. And basically the question we would be asking ourselves is, how do I feel in terms of an improvement in some symptom that I'm experiencing? So let's say someone's experiencing joint pain or elevations in blood sugar. If either one of those exists, then as I take my 1,000 milligrams per day of omega-3, I would ask myself, did my joint pain decrease or did my blood sugar improve? And let's say the answer is no. I really didn't see much change. For many people, they're going to think, omega-3s really didn't do much for me, and dismiss the omega-3. But what we would encourage is on the following week, on week 2, to increase their dose to 1,500 milligrams. So now they're basically taking a higher dose of omega-3 per day, and they're asking the same question. Did I notice any positive changes? And let's say the answer is still no. No, not really much change in terms of joint pain or blood sugar. And then we go to week 3. And then on week 3, our dose is now increased again by 500 milligrams. So now it's 2,000 milligrams. And suddenly we notice a little bit of improvement. We go, you know what? Actually, my joint pain's down about 25% and my blood sugar values are dropping. So all of a sudden we get pretty excited. Then the next week, we go to 2,500 milligrams per day, which is a decent dosage of omega-3s. And when we take it, we ask ourselves the same question: was there additional improvement? And let's say there was. Let's say now our joint pain is down by 50% and our blood sugar has continued to improve. Then we go on to week 5 and we take 3,000 milligrams of omega-3s per day. And let's say at the 3,000 milligram dose, we really don't notice much change. It's pretty much the same as it was at 2,500. We're still noticing those benefits. Then our therapeutic dose would be 2,500 milligrams per day. We've now established the quantity of omega-3 that gives us the best results in terms of improved health, reduced symptoms, and so forth, which would be 2,500 milligrams. So the question would be, do I take 2,500 milligrams a day for the rest of my life? And the answer is no. You would go ahead and do that for 30 days to reduce your inflammation. But remember, omega-3s are almost like a fire extinguisher. They're going to help put out the fire. At the end of those 30 days, you're going to now start that same process again. You're going to take 1,000 milligrams for a week, then 1,500, then 2,000. You're going to work your way back up to whatever dose you ended with. So in this case, now our peak dose would be 2,500. And let's say when I retry the therapeutic dosing on month 2, now it only takes 1,500 milligrams for me to basically enjoy optimal change. Now my therapeutic dose has reduced to 1,500. And then after 30 days, we're going to repeat that again. I would go ahead and take 1,000 milligrams for a week and then 1,500, figuring out what the therapeutic dose is. And let's say now it's down to 1,000 milligrams per day. I would have never seen the benefits had I not started off with a higher dose and gone through that process of establishing my therapeutic dose. So when it comes to therapeutic dosing for omega-3s, that's a simple and yet super effective way to reduce inflammation in our bodies and to figure out what therapeutic dose works best to help improve our physiological health. So I hope you find this information helpful and encourage you to apply it in your own circumstances and see how it works out. In the meantime, we wish you every blessing for health and for happiness.